Oh man, so Bitcoin gets rejected strongly from the $25,000 mark. I shared with you yesterday that in the chart there was some hidden bearish divergence, and that has started to play out. What are the next key levels for Bitcoin? Where can support come in, and how far lower can this go? I've also seen some data which suggests that the massive whales in the crypto space, in the Bitcoin space particularly, have been up to something, and I have to bring that to your attention. Let's get straight to the charts, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Another big week here for crypto, and the reason it's big is we did eventually get our 24,000 breakthrough over the weekend, right? We managed to get above it. We created our new high. It was on weekend volume, which I made very clear wasn't the best of things, and now we needed Monday, today, to really fulfill the fact that this is a clean breakout. As you guys know, I'm in a long Bitcoin trade. I've got my stop losses in. If you guys want to check out my exact entry and take profit zones, you can do so on coinpanel.com/Ijaz. Now, what we're seeing here is yesterday on the 4-hourly chart, I shared with you bearish divergence, which is when the price is creating highs, but the RSI, let me just bring that back into focus for you guys. The RSI here, as you can see, was forming a downward trend, okay? So this tends to suggest or foreshadow that the trend could be reversing. So if you're moving upwards in this case, it's more likely that you're going to go sideways / downwards, and exactly that is what's happened. We've gone back down for the retest at 24K. Now the question is what happens thereafter? So what we can see here is literally, let me just head over to the hourly. You can see here, literally at the strike of midnight here, when the new candle opened up, you saw a massive run up here. And then what you saw in the Asian markets is this got thrown back down to the downside. So many of you in the US markets wouldn't have seen this. You're going to wake up to see this. And this has now been thrown back down to the 24,000 mark. Switching back across to the 4-hourly, what you notice is this is okay. Right? So far, this is okay, because what this is if this is your ascending triangle, this is your breakout, this is your retest of the ascending triangle. So you just want a nice big bounce here at the 24,000 level mark. But the key thing is, will we get that bounce at the 24 level mark? I don't think the 25,000 mark, where we got a little bit of resistance just now, is going to be a huge level. And the reason I feel that is if I head over to the daily, and I've shown this to you guys yesterday as well, and I'll bring out the VPVR, you will see that the resistance here on the VPVR, let it load up properly there while it moves around. Let's just bring that into focus. So you'll see here, the VPVR is not as strong at 25,000 here. That bar is a lot smaller there than the previous level when we were trying to fight through 24,000. So yes, there will be some resistance. It's a key psychological level at 25. But I think if you get the support, we can get a good bounce here through 25K. Now, the other thing which is important to understand is 24K enough for us to drop down to 24K and bounce? Or will you need a wider bounce back down to the long-term trend line? If I zoom in, I just want to remind you guys of what's going on here. So when we're following this trend line, you remember once we got rejected from 24 here, we came down, we created a higher high, right? We didn't need to come all the way down to the trend line. So the question now is that enough for this to just come back round here, maybe curl off at 23.5 and go for the run past 25? Or is it going to need the full lot? Is it going to come all the way down to 23,000 before getting its bounce and moving to the upside? You've got a lot of support coming in. You've got this coming in. If I bring out the EMA ribbon, you've got the EMA ribbon providing a lot of support between 23,100 and 23,600. So you've got that coming in. So a lot of support coming in here for Bitcoin. Let's also pull out the, let's bring out the Bollinger Band. And what we can see from the Bollinger Band is we are still getting rejected from this Bollinger Band. We've been unable to break out above this Bollinger Band. So another thing for us to watch out for. We do want to see a nice body candle break through this Bollinger Band. So you can see so far, crazy candle. Still plenty of time left for this candle. 13 hours left. After I upload this video, we're going to wait for the US markets to see, can we now push through here and get that body close through here? And speaking of the markets, let's take a look. The markets are actually opening up a little bit red, okay? So we're getting a little bit of red in the pre-market, and that is mainly to do with just a little bit of waiting around some of these retail earnings. You've got a bunch of different retailers providing earnings this week, including the likes of Walmart. The markets will be looking forward to that. On Wednesday, you've got the FOMC minutes, which are the minutes from the previous meeting. So those are all things we have to look out for and listen to, and they will be guiding the market. If we could have a risk on week this week, that's really going to be good for crypto, and I really think we can make progress with our long trade here on crypto. In terms of a long-term portfolio, again, all in. I'm not currently adding any more just now. I mean, if you guys are underweight, then I wouldn't be averse to adding personally, but it's just that I've got good allocations in my portfolio. I'm happy to wait for the next dip before I do my next bunch of dollar cost averaging in. And right now I don't need to chase this, but these are all still good levels to be dollar cost averaging in if you're holding for the long term, right? In terms of the trade, obviously I've got my trade which I want to take ahead up to the 29,000 region. Okay, now if you guys want to buy any crypto, if you want to do your dollar cost averaging in, if you want to be trading, BYBIT, BitGet, links in description, claim your bonuses. Those are the platforms I use to trade. But whales, what are the whales doing? And what we can see is, this is a really important metric, guys. As you can see from this period, this was very important. Whales were stopped buying, right? You can see the reduction in the number of addresses with more than 10K wallets. You saw as Bitcoin ran up to 64, they were taking profits. And the second time you saw they were accumulating is after we started falling from 69. So look how much they're accumulating now that we've formed our bottom, right? A lot of accumulation happening. And this is perfectly characteristic of the fact that people have been accumulating. Whilst some people have been procrastinating, whales have been accumulating, gathering more than 10,000 Bitcoins in their wallet. Huge whales, and we have to foreshadow and follow what they're doing, because when they're accumulating, it's often because they're expecting a big move in the price. Macroeconomic data is now obviously coming in line with what we're expecting, which is a real positive. If we can get some positive earnings this week, that'll be really good. Hopefully the FOMC minutes don't provide us any shocks to the system, and then we can hopefully get some move to the upside. You can see fear and greed sitting here at 45, which again is very comfortable. It feels like a long time ago. Let's head back down. It feels like a long time ago that we were in the dungeons down here at Fear and Greed 9 and 8, right? Horrible. Though, oh, I'm in the way. Horrible figures down there. Peak FOMO, peak fear at this point. And now you can see the FOMO starting to pick back up, right? And this is when you start to see retail interest start to come back in. The tourists start to come back in, and you'll start to see the price start to move back in the right direction. So definitely for me, I would not feel comfortable short right now. I would not feel comfortable sitting on the sidelines in terms of my long portfolio right now. That doesn't mean we're guaranteed to go up, but there is a bias that we could have a nice relief rally to the upside. That's why I've taken the long position. That's why my big portfolio, my long-term portfolio is allocated. I'm in the market right now, and I wouldn't feel comfortable if I wasn't in the market. As you can see, major altcoins are all falling to the downside today as well. 1.5% down on Ethereum, having a little bit of call off today. Near Protocol down 1.7%. You can see Solana down 1.2%. Phantom down 1%, Algorand down 1.7%. So yeah, red day today. Obviously, Bitcoin dropping just 0.25% so far today, and altcoins following with it. Let's take a quick look at the dollar index as well. And as you can see, this is inversely correlated, okay? So the last 2 days have been positive for the dollar index. Today, more importantly, as the market's opening up, dollar index is ticking to the upside. This is what's going to lead crypto to fall to the downside. So we need dollar index to show further weakness. We don't want dollar index to have a rally. And this is the worrying sign right now, because dollar index is getting a bounce from its EMA ribbon. Remember, we don't want that. If this bounces strongly from its EMA ribbon and does this, that will not be good for crypto. We need it to fail its EMA ribbon, and we need it to continue on its downtrend. You saw we got the close of the candle below, but look how strongly the next two candles came. We need some weakness. We need this to lose its EMA ribbon and go on a sustained period to the downside. That could then allow crypto to move to the upside for a sustained period. Hope you guys are staying safe in the markets. Make sure you're staying rational and pragmatic. As always, if you want to buy any crypto, links in the description to BYBIT or BitGet. The whales are buying, they're accumulating, and we need to stay the course. If you guys have been with Bitcoin from the lows of 17,600, make sure you smash up the likes. Let me know in the comments if you were in the market when Bitcoin was at 17,600, because now it feels like a very long time ago. Hope you guys enjoy. Smash the likes and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.